Alright, so we're going to learn here how to make a dynamic slideshow, not the regular boring slideshows you see at weddings sometimes. They just go from picture to picture. We're going to try to make something that's a little more interesting using some of the video editing that's available in Adobe Photoshop. So the first thing we're going to do is make a large picture, or bring a large picture to kind of use as our background, and then put some pictures on top of that, and then we'll move around from there. So I'm going to open up some pictures by hitting Command O. Pull that into the frame. Alright, so I have an images folder, and you can see the Grand Canyon pictures I have, and that's what we're going to be using today. So I'm going to go ahead and bring a bunch of these in. I won't use all of these, but I'm going to go ahead and get them in and working in Photoshop and kind of select from what I have. Now for this tutorial, I am just going to put 3 pictures on the background. I would like you to do at least 6, but I don't want to. Once we kind of get the process down, you'll understand how it works, and we won't need to go through continuous versions of the process. You'll see how it goes. So I want a kind of nice background picture. I'm familiar with these pictures, and I remember 2 being kind of more of a background picture. You can see it's at 50% here, a fairly large photo, but it's going to work for our purposes today. The other photos are going to be about the same size, so we're going to want to get them down a little bit smaller to fit on the background picture we have here. So let me take a look at some of the other pictures. That one's kind of similar. This one's kind of different. So I'm going to go up top. You can't see my toolbar up top, but under the Image tab there is a selection called Image Size. So select that, and then this little guy pops up. So I want it to be about 1/4 of the size that it is now. So I'm going to just change this height setting to 300 and hit OK. So now I've got a much smaller picture here, but you can see down at the bottom it's only showing it at 1/3 of its height, or 1/3 of its size. So I'm going to select it by hitting Command A. You can see the marching ants around it mean it's selected. Then I'm going to go back to my background picture and paste it in there. Oh, whoops, I forgot to copy it. So back to 4. So Command C, copies, go back into the 2 and hit Command V, and there's my picture. Alright, it looks a little odd sitting here in the middle, so I'm going to move it around using what we call free transform. So hitting Command T puts you into free transform. You can see a little box around here. Now I can pull and drag, and you can see how it kind of makes odd shapes. So I want to kind of keep the same dimensions that I had before. Now to go back a step, you just hit Command Z. So there's my picture again, originally out as I had it. If I wanted to make it smaller or bigger while keeping dimensions, I would hold Shift while using this kind of corner arrow, and you see it keeps the same dimensions. So that looks like about a good size there. I'm going to turn it a little bit so it looks a little bit unique, and then I'm going to move it kind of over here. Give me some room between the borders. Alright, and then I can just hit return, enter, and the free transform is done. Now I want to go ahead and save this project. So up on the top drop down menus, I would hit File and Save, and then my Save As box pops up here. For this project, I'm going to call it Grand Canyon Slideshow, and I want to save it in this PSD or Photoshop format. That will keep it, that'll keep all my instructions together and allow me to go back and make changes if I need to. So I'll hit save. There's already one there because I did a practice, but I'll just replace that. This little box pops up and you hit OK. And now I've got the PSD file. Alright, so now it's time to add a couple other pictures. Kind of do the same thing. Let's look. That's kind of cool. Let's make it smaller. Go back under image size. So I'm going to do about 300 there. Okay. Command A selects the whole thing. Command C copies it. Back to this one. Command V. There it is. Command T to free transform again. Move. Drag it over here. Turn it a little bit. Cool. And hit enter. Alright, let's add another one in. This one's cool. Instead of going to the image menu, you can also hold down Option, Command, and I, and that'll bring this up. Drop it to 300 again, smaller. Command A, Command C, and Command V, and Command T. Move this guy around. Let's put kind of down here. I'll go ahead and do 4 pictures. There, that one's good. And save it in. Yeah, this will be a nice one. So Option Command I, 300. Okay. Command A, Command C, and Command V. Bring it in. Free transform. Turn it a little bit. And there we go. Enter. So now I've got my kind of background image with my few little images on it, and can start working on the slideshow portion of it. So I'm going to hit, let's see, I'm going to save it first. Command S. And then what I need to do is flatten the image.